Okay, I think I might have time for one more, so let's go for it, okay? And then if you hear the door opening and closing, and me quickly shutting off the camera, then you know what happened. Okay, where was I? Okay, Andrea and some other survivors. Ooh. Carl, I accept. I'm not doing Carl. Why do I only do the southern accents sometimes? Like, I only do them for, like, Rick, Shane, Curly, and Daryl. Everyone else I fucking neglect. Oh, and Rusty, too, because you gotta do Rusty's southern accent. Anyways, whatever. Um, okay, Andrea and some voyeuristic survivors. Ooh. Michonne smiles, leans back in her chair. I wonder what Michonne's voice sounds like. I've literally never heard Michonne's voice, so I don't know how she talks. Is she, like, totally southern too, or not really? I don't know. Anyway, I love a little friendly competition, but I must say, I ain't lost in a while. She shows him the fronts and backs of her hands, showing off her perfectly unscarred skin. Then she reaches in her pocket and takes out a knife of her own. I imagine it to be like a fucking like Rambo knife. All the voyeurs watch them, quickly drawing a crowd when they see something interesting going on. Meanwhile, yeah, because they're so fucking starved for. I mean, it's funny that they're like starved for excitement because they just had like a whole war, but you know everyone's fucked up in the head now, so you know, and they probably were fucked up in the head before the war too, so you know. Where was I? Meanwhile, Rick, as he's running, "Someone help me, please!" He runs to the end of the hall and finds himself at a dead end, with just one final door. He yanks the door open and runs inside, and it's a bathroom. Rick, fuck! Blade runs in after him and kicks the door open. He does, like a dangerous-looking Mr. Hyde grin, seeing he has Rick cornered. Rick pulls the sheriff's pistol off his belt and tries to shoot him, but he finds the gun empty. Oh man. Rick, panicking. Fuck, this really ain't my day. Blade smirks. No more bullets, huh? Yeah, me too. Guns are picky, but a knife, that'll do whatever you want, whenever you want. Which one makes a better girlfriend? What the fuck? I don't remember writing that, that's hella funny. He attacks Rick and they grapple for a few seconds, but Blade gets the upper hand on Rick and throws him against the mirror, breaking it into a bunch of pieces and knocking him off his senses. Oh man. Blade grabs him by the shirt and holds him hostage with the machete against his throat. He kisses Rick sloppily on the side of the head like a trophy. Ew. Blade, better turn in your badge and gun, 'cause you're done. I love Blade, he's so funny. Meanwhile, back upstairs, Carl and Michonne are in fierce combat doing the knife game as Andrea times them with a stopwatch. Andrea, time! They stop. Andrea, best time goes to the boy! All the voyeurs cheer out and applaud. Curly, all drunken with a beer in her hand. There's so much beer here, too, God. Some of these people must be like one of those Instacart orders I did where people are like, I like 10 cases of beer, you know? Anyway, hugs Carl and spills the beer on him. Spill it on her own son. That's hella funny to me. Kitty. Both my cats are sleeping. It must be the cat sleeping hour. It's 1 in the afternoon right now, so I guess cats sleep in the middle of the day. Curly, that's my boy. Michonne smiles, pushes the candy towards him. That was a good duel. You have skills. You wanna up the ante, kid? Carl, huh? Michonne takes out a bandana from her shirt. Second round. Blindfolded. Ooh. Oh, voyeurs. Whoa. Carl, He thinks about it. So many mouth noises right there. He thinks about it. Carl, I accept. Curly, woo, yeah, that's my baby. I love how she has, like, no concern for his safety. She's just like, yeah, kill him, boy. Michonne puts her blindfold on as Andrea puts one on Carl. Michonne, this round is Blitzkrieg style. We don't compete for the fastest time. We race until one of us slips up. Ooh. Carl swallows nervously. Curly whispers in his ear. Don't worry, baby. I'm rooting for you. If you lose a finger, I won't make you do chores until it heals. It's fucking funny. Meanwhile, downstairs, Blade opens one of the abandoned beds. See, he's doing, like, the whole, he could have easily killed Rick by now, but he's doing the whole, like, James Bond villain bullshit. Because, you know, just, why not? Blade opens one of the abandoned bedroom doors and shoves Rick into the room. He shoves him onto the bed. Blade, I bet you're better off your feet than with a gun in your hand. So what do you think, Copper? Not so tough now, are you? Rick just looks up at him like, God help me. Blade steps up onto the mattress and kicks Rick onto his back. Oh, because he wants to rape him, I think, or something? Anyway. Blade steps up onto the mattress and kicks Rick onto his back, threatening him with a machete. He snatches Rick's hat off his head and puts it on himself. Blade, hey, look at me. I'm General George Custer, and you're my little squaw. He puts the machete down. See, that's the good thing about having a character that's just straight up bad. You can have them say racist shit, and no one cares because they're already bad, you know? Like, it's understood. He puts the machete down to Rick's chest and uses the point of it to slice open his jumpsuit, making his cleavage pop out and making him sweat with fear. See the whole cutting open of the shirt thing again. That they just love doing it. I guess I loved it. Blade taunting him. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this so much. Meanwhile, back upstairs. Carl and Michonne are in hot competition with their knife contest. They're going hella fast and are all in the zone and everything, while the voyeurs watch and cheer them on. Voyeurs chanting excitedly, "Slip, slip, 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 slip!" Curly and Andrea are watching them in silent awe, not daring to make a sound and throw off their concentration. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Their hands are going so fast. Their hands are so sweaty. It's so intense! There's like 5 exclamation points. Then finally, in the middle of all that, Michonne suddenly slips and cuts the edge of her hand. Voyeurs. Michonne takes off her blindfold and shakes her hand. A couple little small drops of blood fall on the table. Voyeurs, ... Then they burst out in a huge cheer. Curly, drunkenly. Woo! You brought the cow home, baby! You did it! What the fuck? She pulls his blindfold off and whisks him up out of the chair, picking him up and hugging him. Carl is just dazed and overwhelmed, like he doesn't know what's going on. Curly. Damn, you're getting heavy, boy. Michonne, as she wraps up her hand with her own bandana. Well, I gotta admit my defeat. You got skills. She smiles. Maybe you'll be a gladiator yourself one of these days. She comes over and gives him a noogie. Not the nookie, it says in parentheses. Ew. Michonne, playfully. What do you think, girls? She looks around but realizes that Gothichka isn't there. Michonne. Hey, where's our other sister? She ain't back yet? Andrea looks around, shrugs. Michonne. Well, I'll go looking for her. You bring somebody! God. She heads for the door. It ain't good to be wandering alone in these times. She grabs her sword and slings the holster over her shoulder as she goes out into the hall. Michonne! Curly calls after her. Hey, if you see my man out there, bring him back too, will ya? Yeah, just pick him up on the way, please, like a soup from the store. Michonne. Sure I will. She wanders away a little bit and chuckles to herself, muttering under her breath. He's probably out there making out with Gothichka. Curly, huh? Michonne. I said, be right back. Oh no, isn't that from Scream? You're never supposed to say be right back or you'll fucking die or something? She shuts the door behind herself. Oh, I remember why she has to go alone. Okay, I remember now. She shuts the door behind herself. The camera pans back over to some of the survivors, still watching the governor's movies. Well, at least his art is getting attention, you know. At least they're being watched. Survivor number 1. Let's watch this Lady and the Tramp shit. Survivor number 2. Nah, I want to see Nosferatu. What a choice between those two, you know? That's pretty funny. Meanwhile, back downstairs, Blade is busy tormenting Rick by sitting on top of him, straddling his waist. He stabs his machete into the nearby pillow, then grabs Rick's jumpsuit and rips the whole front open. Well, down to the waist, I mean, breaking the zipper. What the fuck? I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know, it's like one of those exploitation movies or something. There's this one exploitation movie, I can't remember what it was, but basically, like, this girl's wearing this little dress, and, like, the whole entire front of the dress gets ripped. It was on Cinemassacre, I think. It was one of the movies they talked about. And, yeah, it's like this girl, she's just wearing this short dress, but then these people, like, just, like, rip it off, and her whole, everything just pops out. But I think she has underwear, because they can't show, like, pubic hair or whatever. But no bra, like, full titties and everything, so I think that's what this is based on. Rick, getting panicked. Wait! Blade stops, irritated sigh. What? Rick, super nervous laugh. Well, I mean, what's all the hurry? Ain't no one gonna bust in on us. Getting more into character. Come on, be real. You ain't often seen a body like mine before, have you? Blade thinks about it. Well, there was this one time in Coney Island, but yeah, it's rare, I'll admit. He obviously hasn't been watching the internet because you can see guys with boobs or trans people or anything you want of all names and natures on the internet if you just search for it. Where was I? Rick, trying his best to pretend to be sexy. Well, don't you wanna enjoy me? Don't rush, take your time. Blade gives him a weird look, but he just shrugs it off like, well, okay, Blade, come on. Have a little, I guess he's just whatevering, you know, he's like, YOLO. He lays down on top of Rick, and I have to draw this picture. I can't imagine, like, Blade laying down on top of Rick and, like, making out with him and shit. Oh, it says, it's even worse. He says he lays down on top of Rick and starts nuzzling and kissing his titties. Yeah, I want to draw that picture of Blade just, like, sucking Rick's nipple or some shit of his big, like, fake boobs. Anyway, whatever. Rick nervously just lets him go ahead and do it. He puts his hands on Blade's shoulders and feels down his arms, down to his wrists. Rick snaps the handcuffs on him. Gotcha! Blade, what? Rick takes advantage of his moment of confusion and kicks him in the side belly. I think that's like this right here. It's called the flanks, right? I know that word now. With the heel of his sheriff boot, kicking Blade off of him. The sheriff's hat gets knocked off his head and onto the floor. Rick scrambles off the bed, running for his life, and holding the torn front of his jumpsuit closed. Blade tries to chase him in fury, but he's handcuffed to the head of the bed. Blade, come back here, you little whore. Rick pauses in the doorway. Woo woo, call me a slippery road, because I just took a biker down. Oh god, the one-liners in this, so funny. He runs away down the hallway and slams the door shut behind him. Blade, fuck you, asshole. Ugh, I hate cops. He yanks and pulls and squirms, does every damn thing to try and get out of the handcuffs, but it's no use. They're real, and he's not going anywhere. Blade shakes his head. Why the fuck did I have... Oh, why did I almost give him a southern accent? He's from Pennsylvania or something, right? Blade shakes his head. Why the fuck did I have Daryl stay outside and keep watch? That little bitch is never here when I need him. Okay, think. Come on, Blade, you broke out of juvie. You can break out of this. He leans down and licks all around his wrist, thinking he can just lubricate and slip out of the handcuffs. Oh man, he's gonna do it like a Gerald's game. But that doesn't do anything for him. He grabs his machete out of the pillow and tries to use it to pry himself free, but all he does is slip and nick himself a bunch of times until he's bleeding on the sheets. He tries and tries, cussing under his breath. Then from outside he hears a window break. Blade freezes. Hello? Hey, Daryl, Dix, is that you, baby? Stressed out laugh. Hey, come here, help me out. I'll never call you a bitch again. Yeah, fucking right. No response. Blade. Hey, you hear me? I'm in here. No response again. That's always the trait of characters like this. Like, no matter how much of a fucking asshole they are to everybody, they always expect, like, when they're in trouble, that people will just help them immediately. They're like, hey, no more joking, I need help now. It's like, you forget all the times that you were a fucking asshole, but that, you know, they don't care. Where was I? No response again. There's some footsteps coming down the hall. Blade. Hey, what's the matter with you, you deaf dumb whore? Get your ass in here. Then he hears the low groans of zombies from behind the door. He can hear them thudding against the door and moaning and scratching. Blade whispers... Oh, I almost forgot what happens. Okay, I know now. Blade whispers to himself, oh fuck. He looks all around desperately, getting more and more freaked out by the second. The door creaks. It seems like it won't hold forever against the zombies. Then he sees one of those vents in the wall near the floor. Yeah, and that's another weird thing, is that, like, we all know vent systems don't work like this. Like, the vents, first of all, they're filled with spiders and soot and dust and everything, but I don't think they're generally too small for people, like, actually climb in, you know? But, like, the vent system is, like, because Penny uses it, I guess, it's, like, purposely made so that, you know, it's, like, a whole system of, like, essentially trapdoors and stuff like that. Like, it's, you can get throughout the house with it. So, I don't know, whatever. But it's just funny. Okay, where was I? He sees one of those vents in the wall near the floor. He could just about fit into it if only he could get free. He looks at the vent. He looks at the handcuffs. He looks at the machete. He gives one last full effort to get out of the cuffs, biting and pulling, but it's no use. All it does is smear the blood from his cuts on his face and make it look like he tried to bite off his own hand. The banging on the door gets more violent. He looks at the machete again. He shakes his head like, I cannot believe it comes to this shit. Then he rips the pillowcase and takes a shred of fabric and ties it around his wrist. I don't think it's gonna help a whole lot, but okay. He grabs the machete with his free hand. Blade. I swear to God, I'm gonna kill that cop for this. See, this is appropriate because actually, like, a new Saw movie just came out, even though I heard it sucks ass, so, and it's, like, fucking, anyway. Yeah, anyways, at the time I was writing this, what is this, 2014 or 2013, so, was there a Saw movie coming out at that point? I don't know. It's just because, I think it's just because Blade is supposed to be playing the role of Merle, who's not in this, but I knew Merle lost a hand, so, anyways, where was I? Okay, blah, 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 I swear to God, I'm gonna kill that cop for this. Okay, come on, man, you can do it. You've seen that movie Saw, see? Just don't even think about it, just do it. Worry about it later. Ain't it worse to get eaten alive? He grips the machete tight. I like how he's like, he's trying to like work up the courage, you know, he's like talking to himself, because that's what people really do, you know. He grips the machete tight and aims to cut off his hand, but he can't bring himself to do it. Then suddenly he hears a gunshot from outside the door. Oh, wait, I just remembered. Yeah, okay, I remembered wrong. I thought that he did cut off his own hand, but you'll see. We'll see. It's actually different. Okay, I totally remembered falsely, but I kind of like that fact because it makes it more unique, I think. Unique. Okay, he aims to cut off his hand, but he can't bring himself to do it. Then suddenly he hears a gunshot from outside the door. He jumps, startled, and drops the machete to the floor with a clatter. Blade, hey, whoever's out there, help me, goddammit, please God. He hears a couple more gunshots and the sound of bodies hitting the floor. All the zombie noises go quiet. Then he hears the door slowly start to open. Blade, hello? The door opens all the way, and standing there is none other than the governor, looking kinda out of it, but triumphant. The bloody corpses of the zombies are all around him on the floor. He does a Dr. Roxo-style grin at Blade. And Dr. Roxo, I gotta do a cosplay of him one of these days. What a legend. I love that guy. The governor, well, what do we have here? Blade just stares back at him. He realizes with a sinking expression that the governor is not exactly the rescue he was hoping for. 10 minutes later. Oh yeah, I guess the governor's hella pissed at the bikers, huh? Because they ransacked his whole place and indirectly, I guess, caused him to be taken prisoner by his own people. I'm not sure if he can really blame the bikers for that, but, you know. Anyway, 10 minutes later, the governor now has Blade held hostage upstairs. They're in the doc's lab. Different from Unique's lab. Yeah. Anyway, the gov has Blade strapped to a table, of course, as you do, and is threatening him with a pistol pressed to his head. The governor, don't play games with me, Evel Knievel. I'm on a real short fuse. You ever wondered what hell feels like, man? Well, I'll tell you. It feels like being betrayed by your entire flock and being locked up in a fucking pantry for 24 hours. Yeah, where does he pee? I guess he just pees in the corner. See, I wouldn't trust that because that's where all the food is, and he would just, like, piss and shit in all the food to, like, get revenge. Kind of like that movie, The Platform, or something. Anyways, so I got a lot more to say about The Platform later because I had a story that came out before The Platform that is somewhat similar to it, not exactly the same, but still has the idea of like the levels and everything, but I'll get to that when I get to that. Okay. Oh, I think they're home. Okay. Let me just finish this sentence. Okay, fucking pantry for 24 hours, so you better tell me. He nudges Blade in the head with the gun point. You better tell me where the rest of your gang is. Okay, ending.